What up, y'all? It's JD Witherspoon, and guess what? You are here on Unlicensed Advice. We're giving advice today. Me, and also my friend, my co-host for the day, Jerry Rocha.
How you doing, buddy?
Amazing comedian.
Thank you.
Friend, family,
right?
Cancer survivor.
Fighter.
Still got it.
There's still shit in me right now.
Well, I fucked that intro up.
No. Can I curse?
No, you can. I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to talk very freely today. Yeah, no. You're still fighting it right now?
Still got a little bit in me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it looking good, though? Or
yeah,
what?
knock on wood. I went, so I had to get a bronchoscopy. So that's where they go with a camera down. Thank God I was knocked out for it. And then a colonoscopy because after the cancer started.
Right.
And I did tell the doctor, I'm like, dude, don't use the same tube. You know what I mean? Like if you use the same tube, do the bronch first, right? Like, don't. We're not going ass to mouth here.
That's crazy.
Like not with this, But yeah, and he got back to because the results were better than what we were expecting. So I was like, hey, great. So yeah, I've been fighting it right now through just as much diet and exercise as humanly possible.
Right.
So just trying to not put any bad shit in my body, and then try to do cardio, weightlifting as much as humanly possible.
There we go. And with that intro, now we're going to give you advice on things. Yeah, no, so let's talk about the format of this show. Unlicensed Advice with JD Witherspoon. We are going to be giving out advice to people who have asked questions to us as entertainers, comedians, funny guys who also fight fucking cancer. We're heroes over here.
Can I have one? I have one for you. I need advice.
Sure.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
I need you to talk me down from it because, all right, I go to the gym like 4 times a week, right? And one or two of the days I'll play basketball, but it's in early morning. So it's dead, right? I'm the only person there, and I start doing layup drills, JD. I'm 47, okay? I'm 47. I'm 5'11", maybe, and all right.
Trying to get close to 6 feet.
Dude, when I'm doing the layup drills, I'm sprinting cross court, and by layup number 7, I'm like, I bet I could dunk this shit. I start thinking that in my head, I bet if I just give this a few more months, I bet I could get up there.
You bet. Hell no. I'm looking at you right now. You absolutely can't dunk. You know why? Because I can't dunk right now, and I'm in the best shape of my life for my 30s. I've been working out with an online fitness coach. Ain't no way I'm fucking around with dunking.
Can you grab rim?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
I could go up there. I could go up there and play around, but one calf muscle pull,
right,
or Achilles pop. It's absolutely. Have you not seen Tom Segura's video? He destroyed his body.
Well, I keep thinking if I happen to magically dunk, I'm so screwed on the way down. You know what I mean? The minute I let go of the rim, it's over.
It depends on how you dunk.
It's over.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I don't recommend it, especially if you're doing a lot of layups, which is off of 1 foot, because that'll give your brain the idea that 1 foot dunking is a good idea.
Yes.
I don't think you understand how hard it is to dunk off of 1 foot compared to both. Absolutely not. We're not LeBron James. We're not going to do that. Okay.
The closest I got was in my late 20s. I grabbed rim at the gym.
Yeah.
I thought I'd won the lottery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you play around on a shorter rim if you want. Go.
There it is.
Play around on
there it is.
Yeah, that's it.
There. Thank you.
That would be my advice for that. I honestly would
just so I can feel it. Just so I can feel it happen.
Yeah, that's different. I've never not been able. Well, when I was younger, I could dunk. In high school and college, I could dunk, but not super great. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
you ever do any one of those just Scottie Pippen on Patrick Ewing, just dick in the face on a guy?
No, I wasn't jumping that crazy. I used to be able to do a windmill.
That's awesome.
I was capable, but not with any defense in front of me. No.
Well, look
all of this dunking talk's making my back hurt. Just thinking about it.
But already, what amazing advice you've already given me.
There you go.
See, look at this. See, this show works.
I'm trying.
This show works.
All right, so with this advice that we're going to be giving out to people, for those that don't know, you can send us questions. You can email us. All the information will be available somewhere on this platform or in the bios. You know how it goes. But we're going to be pulling out advice from these cups with questions on them, and then towards the back end, we may have a few audio questions that we're going to hear, and then we'll respond to those. But
I love it.
You just asked me something. Would you like the honors?
Go ahead. Come on.
You want me to go?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's hold on. Let's.
Come on. Right. Do they win anything? Like past?
Yeah, they win the opportunity to talk to me.
There
what
it
are we
is.
talking
There
about?
it is. There. What a victory that is. Already.
No, I don't know. Okay, we got one. This is long too. This feels like one of those. Am I the a-hole on Reddit?
Should they have called a hotline instead of? I mean,
yeah. Also, we do have a.
If this is an actual mental health crisis, please call a professional.
Hey, if it is, listen. I've got emotional intelligence. I'm open to having a conversation. But we do have a hotline number, and if you want to call it, it will possibly be on the screen right now, or it will be in the description. And if I get it in between now and the end of this episode, I'll say it out loud. All right. Here is the question. It says, I work at an elementary school, and there's this group of third grade boys who just will not leave me alone. Every time I have to watch their class, they roast me, call me Bigfoot, and ignore everything I say. I even tried reaching out to the kids' parents, but they didn't seem to care, and there has been no change in their behavior. 3 subs quit because of these kids, and I'm seriously about to lose it, but I can't let them win. How do I get revenge and not lose my job? That's hilarious.
That's amazing. I'm already on the side of the kids. That's
no disrespect.
I'm already
You're an adult. Roast their little dumbasses back.
Come get back at him. When's the last time you had pussy, you fucking loser? Like, just say that, right? There it is.
Don't say that on school grounds. That's not I wouldn't say pussy out loud on school ground. But no, I used to work with kids, so I get it from the perspective.
They're vicious.
Yeah, I used to work with I think anywhere from kindergarten up to 5th grade. I went between those groups, and my first group that I ever worked with, because this was a little part-time job I had in college. I was a after-school program coach for a 5th grade class, and they were terrible. They were monsters for sure. They're worse than 3rd graders.
Yes, if you're getting a little more cocky.
If you're getting cooked by 3rd graders, then I'm already concerned for you.
It's kind of on you.
But no, for this advice, I mean, the worst thing they called you was Bigfoot, and I'm not trying to judge you, but I don't know. Find the things that make them insecure.
That's what you got to do. Exactly. That's what
you need to do CIA level research. Ask their parents more about them every time you see them. Don't ask them, hey, tell your kid to stop. No, ask them what makes their kids afraid,
what's
and then
upsetting
save
your
that
child?
for
I'd
when
like
you get
to
back
help
to
them
work.
and then lie, right? And then be like, okay, boom. Yeah.
I mean,
the devil is under your bed, Timmy, waiting for you.
Also, if you play into it, it's not going to be as cool for a child. Like if they call you a nickname like Bigfoot or blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, I got big feet. Why are yours so tiny? They won't like that.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you know, and you know who else?
Wait a minute.
I don't know. It's one of those things where when you. What is it? It's that Eminem 8 Mile mentality.
Yep.
I am in a trailer truck. I am white trash. Like when you
roast yourself, they can't do anything.
They don't. Yeah, they usually
all their power's gone. They're completely neutered. I would suggest roasting yourself when you walk in there. Make fun of what you have on. Make fun of already, and then they're like, well, shit, we can't do anything now.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you can roast the children first. You could try to get to them first and see if that works.
Or turn it around on like a weaker kid.
Yeah.
Find an even weaker kid in the class and have them pick on that one. You
also,
know what I mean?
if they're I think they said they're a substitute, right? So if that substitute, or maybe because what is that? A TA that comes as a teacher's assistant.
Yeah,
but if you're a substitute and they're cooking you in 3rd grade, man, that's crazy. I don't know. I would.
Maybe get like some temporary tattoos.
I would send. I mean, if you're the substitute teacher, send them to the office. If you don't want to deal with them, send them.
I don't know. First of all, the balls on these kids, because you can't call the parents because they're like, my child's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, they doesn't matter what.
Setting a boundary with an 8-year-old sounds crazy. But it's true. Kids are mean, and it's not that they're mean. They're the most honest versions of humans up until they get to a point where they realize they need to pull back a bit. But yeah, no. I mean, if they're a disruption to the class, send them away.
You have to send them away.
If you've got the chops to get them back while you're in the room, because I was like what do you call it? So I had the part-time job of being from 2 to 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So it's like school's over,
Yeah.
but they have kids who have to stay because their parents work
After school program.
Yeah, so
I was in that.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
Mom,
it was like local to LA, and I think
Yeah.
I was in it too when I was a kid, which is super random and funny at my elementary school. But
I grew up in Texas, and we had that because my mom was a long-distance operator, so she wouldn't be able to pick me up until like 6 o'clock, and so it was 3 o'clock when school was out until 6:15. We had the after-school program.
Yeah.
And nobody gave a shit back then. The teachers were so cool. Like, y'all do whatever you want. Like, if gym is free, go have fun. You want to watch cartoons, play games. I loved it. It was great.
Absolutely. And it's different because I think for me, because I was doing that between like 2010 to like 2012, or maybe 2000 actually, 8 till 11. But they did want you to have some sort of like programming. Like it wasn't. Right. It wasn't like you had to teach them anything, but there did have to be like an hour blocked out for homework.
That makes sense.
Because you're going to be at school a little bit longer. Yeah. Let's just get the homework out of the way. Yeah. Some of the kids dumb as shit, and the parents don't care. So then you tell them like, hey, I need you to tell your kid to start paying more. But I'm like, I'm not the teacher. I wasn't in this position. I was in like a little bit less of a responsible role.
But the problem is this dude or this person's already stepping to the plate with 2 strikes because nobody respects a substitute teacher ever. Again, you have to come in like with a weapon. You know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, okay.
I got to ask, why are you even doing this job? Because if you're uncomfortable, like you can't be working around kids if you're uncomfortable with how kids are going to start.
Right. And the ultimate thing is, here's the problem. They must know it's getting to them. They must know it's getting to this person, because I would either say, like you said, either roast yourself first, play into the roast, or just ignore it. One of those 3 things, they're going to not care.
I do want.
They're going to lose their power if you just because at that age, what they want is the reaction. It's like the older brother bullying the little brother. When the little brother screams, he took me. Don't scream.
Okay, so wait, then I do have actually good advice, because I don't want to just talk shit on this person who might be looking for some good advice.
Yes.
Okay, so this is my recommendation from a like therapy background.
Yeah.
You gotta it's not necessarily ignoring the kids, but it's gray rocking. You heard of that?
No.
I listen to a bunch of therapy podcasts where they talk about narcissism, because I deal with it in my family. But basically, you need to not give this. It's like you can give it attention, but you can't give it like good or bad energy. Yeah. So if the kid tries to calls you Bigfoot as a joke, you can be like, all right, hey, good one, Tyler, and just keep moving.
Keep moving. Exactly.
Because if you go into, hey, what'd I tell you about that? Or, it's one of those things where, especially because them kids feed off of it.
There's still energy, power that they get hit with.
And that might be their household dynamic, where they're acting out because they have to deal with the same thing from their parents or someone in their family.
Now, obviously, I was doing a lot of ball busting, right? As a comic. But and I mean it, kids are like that emotional goo from Ghostbusters 2.
Right.
They get juiced. They get powered by it. Whatever you know what I mean? So, like you said, if you just... Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's it. Then they're like, well, wait a minute.
They don't like that either, because and they'll catch on to like, this isn't working. Like that. Right. Like I can, like a little kid, like I can just see like a scene in Toy Story where a kid's in school is like, teachers and paying me attention. Like, or they won't get that upset, but I think it's just like they won't know how to react if you don't, because kids are all emotion and reaction.
Yes,
and the less you give them, the better.
And like us in comedy, the last thing they want to do is bomb.
Yeah,
and the last thing they want is just indifference.
That's actually really good, because I forgot we were comics.
Right.
It's the same way you get a heckler.
Yep. Whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, because you can only give them so much energy until it's like, all right, hey, we did the heckle /
right, the comeback. Enough's enough now.
At this point now you're bored or something, and I'm not here to do that. I'm entertaining the room.
Right.
So At that point we usually don't give them any energy, or the crowd turns on them and they get mad, because
that's
like,
what usually happens.
Now you're ruining the show.
Now I don't want to sit next to this jerk. I want to, you know what? Yeah, absolutely.
And then final straw is like security. It's like, hey, just get them out, because
But I really think you got to treat this like a heckler. Just give them nothing. That's I think that's the best way. Don't even let it Like the gray. That's gray rocking. Is that what it's called?
Gray rocking.
Gray.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a great. That's a great one.
Because you're gray, you're just like It's like you're very neutral.
Yeah.
I will say that you're dealing with a group of third grade boys. I don't know how. First off, tell them, hey, no groups of boys can create animosity. That's gangbanging. Tell them we're not doing that. You're creating gangs in school? No, not like that. But still, no, that's a little mob. What is like Grease or something?
Yeah.
Like we coming down the hall. Yo, teach
the outsiders.
All right, but that's our advice. I hope it helps.
I think this teacher's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Just don't give them any power.
Remember, you're the adult.
Yeah,
don't forget.
You're the boss. You're in charge. Not them.
Yeah,
yep.
don't let them take you over here. You grab one.
All right, let's see. Do this.
Let's see what we get.
Magic here. All right, let's see. All right. What's in the big one? Yo, what's up, JD? The other night, my girlfriend sent me some spicy pics. So I tried to snap her back with a pic, but I accidentally sent it to my rec basketball group instead. I unsent it right away, but one of the guys saw it before I could unsend. He reacted with a thumbs down, but hasn't said anything else. Oh, my God.
Hilarious.
I'm super nervous for the next time I see him. Do I say anything or just pretend it didn't happen? Or do I need to find a new rec team? Whew.
That's a great one.
God, I know. That's juicy. That is, wow.
Wait, why are y'all? That's crazy.
That is.
Yeah. Try to snap her back. Yeah. Oh man. So first off, your boy's not supportive. Like,
no,
what do you mean?
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Come on.
Hey, man.
If that's your friend, that's a teammate.
Yeah.
That's more than a friend. That's a teammate.
Yeah.
You gotta have it. Hey, good for you.
Yeah,
nice.
Man. I want to slap on a butt and a flick on the dick. What do you mean? You don't like a thumbs down from your homie is hilarious.
That's hilarious. That is. I've never sent anyone.
This might be a stand-up joke I steal. I'm not gonna lie. That is funny. No, I'm not gonna take that.
I've never sent a thumbs down to my friend ever.
No, I've never gotten into a position where I was accident. Well, I don't think I've ever tried sending freaky pics ever, if I'm being honest. But I forget that
I had to have had the greenest of green lights with the woman, right? And it was after a flood of her sending me and then requesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure, but that's very rare. The problem is, I don't know if you can acknowledge this. If you're the dude who sent the pic, the only time you could have done it is right after it happened. Oh shit, sorry, meant to, but now that time has gone by, and now it's even. I think why call attention to it, right? Again,
I mean, at this point, you got to say, "Hey, bro, my bad. That was just some AI."
That was
artificial. That's an artificial eggplant you saw, brother.
Yeah.
You thought that was me? Come on, man.
I was
come on. It ain't nothing like the real thing. No, that's hilarious though.
I don't think he needs to start find a new team. I think that's too much.
How do you accidentally miss?
Yeah,
because I'm assuming if this is like. I mean, he said he snapped a pic, but then in my brain I thought he was talking about Snapchat. I don't think me and my rec team, because I play with a bunch of dudes. And we're on an email chain because we're old. But which I told them, I was like, y'all, can we put this like in a text or a Discord thing? And they were like, what's Discord? I'm like, never mind.
Never mind. I'm still learning what Discord is. Yeah.
But nah,
dude,
your girl's supposed to be number one on the list. How did the boys get above her?
Was it like, were they texting, hey, we're practicing, while she was in the mid? You know what I mean? I wonder if
you never know though, because I will say I have sent my wife messages that were meant for my friends.
Right.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Because one of them have their names start with the letter P.
Right.
So when you see one, like, and have you ever had that happen? Which
oh God, all the time.
Well, when you're on an app, and let's say even Instagram, and you're just trying to enjoy Instagram, and then someone goes live, and you accidentally press it.
God, I'm like, no,
that's the worst.
Leave,
because you're the only one in there.
Yes, and I leave immediately, and I feel bad.
But I don't ever stick around and say, let me drop my eggplant in this thing. Like that's insane. That is insane. What do you think?
I think what I don't know is, I forgot if I read it. Has there been any? Have they played a game since then?
Right.
That's, you know what I mean? Like, I think I would just wait, and next time you're hooping with the dude.
Yeah.
If he brings it up or if he's acting weird around you, then I might just set him aside and go, holy shit, man, that was a joke meant for somebody else. Right? It was not. But yeah, I was joking around saying that to someone else and I accidentally sent it to the thread. That's why I erased it real quick. Like that's. I think that's his only. Yeah, like
I'd love that they say I unsent it right away, but one of the guys saw it before I could unsend, and he reacted with the thumbs down. No. Hey, I'm sorry. You're my nemesis at the gym now. We're going. You're on, or I guess if you're on my rec team, or let's say we play rec ball. Nah, bro.
You're not passing through.
I'm D'ing you up every time, and I'm leaning on you a little bit to let you know. Thumbs down, huh? I'm doing that. I'm making you mad uncomfortable. That sounded like sexual assault. My bad. That's not what that was.
You freeze him out like Isaiah did Jordan in the All-Star game.
I'm boxing.
If you're on the same team, he's not getting past once.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not giving him.
Yeah. Isaiah Thomas, listen. What is during the documentary? And I took that personally.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Because I mean, I think that's just genuinely funny. I don't think you need to find a new rec team. I think you balls is life.
Yeah, there it is. That's perfect.
There you go. That's fun. All right, let's
do it.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
These are good. Yeah, you're gonna be all right.
You'll be all right. Keep hooping.
Yes.
Also, just maybe delete those photos off of you in general because they go to the cloud.
No one sees them again.
All right, here we go. So, question says, I'm living with a couple of friends and our lease is coming to an end soon. One of my friends is looking into getting a new house for the group, but he's planning on cutting one of the other guys out of it because the guy has really bad BO. Body odor and probably doesn't take care of his part of the house. Maybe a stinky boy.
Yeah.
Or girl. Or person. Let's see. Nobody's said anything about it to him, but his smell really does change the entire feel of the place. I feel bad, though, because he's the guy who introduced me to everyone else, and he has no idea everyone's trying to cut him out. Honestly, I feel like this is kind of unfair, but I'm okay. Oh, excuse me, no. But I'm stuck. What do I do here? Man, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I could live.
Somebody stunk.
You don't know how to wash your ass. You can't live with me. I got some friends who don't know how to wash their ass, and
you like being around.
I tell them. I'll be like, or if I go to their place, I'll be like, what's that smell?
I would Google and see if there's any kind of horrific condition that causes this that you might want to be a little sensitive, but I doubt it. I've never. So I would think if you really give a shit about the dude, this person, have a one-on-one. Go look. You know what I mean? Like, and just say, I'm so sorry to do this, right? Whatever, but it's not me. It seems to be a roommate-wide issue.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And just say, have you heard of deodorant? You know what I mean? Like, are you aware of soap?
Or you can find a way to be like, oh, hey, I was at the store and I grabbed 2 of these.
Look, I got an extra bar of soap. Shit.
Like, hey, I got an extra Old Spice. I have an extra.
That's a good way to sneak it in. Sneak it in.
Hey,
I like
man,
that.
I know your birthday just passed.
Right.
Just got you some stuff, you know. just got you some
CVS
stuff.
had some 2-for-1 with these.
No,
so,
literally.
You know.
Like, but here's the thing. Then if their response to that, which is like, oh yeah, thanks. And if you start seeing them apply that to themselves, then that's great.
Yeah.
But if it's a thing where it's like, oh no, they're just a dirty person, because that happens. I've seen that in the world. There's a no disrespect to this person, but there's a streamer who he's like almost as popular for streaming as he is for being gross and dirty.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's like, it's like his thing. Like
he does it on purpose.
He's like proud of it. He's like mad proud of it, talking about like, oh yeah, man, I only bathed like twice this month. And
oh God, I couldn't stop it. Oh, I couldn't.
like he could.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I'm not, and I ain't got no beef with him. He talks about it on his own internet.
Yeah,
I forgot kid's name, like Asmongold or something. I remember I watched him a few times. And he's super popular, but he's like, it's funny. He recently just got like his life together. And I think it's more or less like there's videos and pictures of his house.
Right.
Where I'm talking about, this is a multi-millionaire. Like he's not like some bum streamer who can't afford to clean his ass. He chooses not to wash his ass. And I was like, that's insane. But also
He's not streaming from like a shelter in Skid Row.
I mean, he's streaming.
He's doing good
from
for himself.
No, I mean, he's streaming from like a house that seems like maybe like an old house that's like a family house.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like I see how many people are watching you, and I know how the ad revenue works on that platform. He's pulling like.
Think he's
over
bullshitting?
60.
You think he's making like a gimmick? Like it's not real?
No, because he's had friends who have hung out with him, and
like,
also
God.
like he had a girlfriend who like dumped him because she was like, "Wash your ass."
Yeah,
and he was like, he said, "Why would I?" I don't know what his excuse was. It was something along the lines of. I haven't gotten dirty between now and the last time.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah. So it's like,
wow.
no, bro, you're marinating. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, listen, some people look at it like that, and also they just prioritize. Well, you know, there's a whole debate on the internet between people who don't use washcloths. You've seen this. Have you ever seen this? I've seen Tom Segura talk about it.
Right.
Tom for something, and I like Tom. He's the homie. He's got my email. He got my phone number and my email.
Yeah.
But I remember him and his wife were talking about, and I've seen it on other podcasts. I've seen it on like what do you call them dudes? The Portnoy channel or whatever it's called. What's Portnoy's whole Barstool with the girl. It's funny. I'm friends with one of the girls who said it, but I know she's not no stinky girl. It was the other girl. It was it's just the fact that there's a whole thing about like no washcloths, and I don't wash any non like hot areas is what they call them. I've seen Chelsea Handler talk about it on her podcast, and she was with Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Your body's dirty. Wash the body." And
dude,
she's like,
I'm head to toe.
Yeah.
Every time I'm in the shower or taking a bath, that shit is head to toe.
Yeah.
Always.
I can't imagine how a washcloth, which to me would be a privilege, is pictured as you're lesser than.
I don't think. To me, a washcloth seemed fancy.
I don't think the pores created washcloths.
No, I think it's the opposite. Like I remember like I was just scrub yourself with the bar soap.
Yeah.
And then like when I first saw a loofah,
or a loofah,
like, oh my god,
wash
like, how I thought this
rag.
is like $50. Like how much is it? Oh, it's $5. Okay.
Yeah.
Like to me that was like, whoa, well, look at this fancy shit. Like I
think the defense is like they think, well, what if that continues to get dirty? It's like these can be clean.
That you wash the washcloth. You stick it in the washing
machine. It's like your towels. You don't dry off your towels and then never wash it again.
And the key to the towel is you gotta wash right before they start to get stinky. Put that shit in the wash. Like that's it. That's all. Same thing with the washcloths. But I think like it can be awful living with a stinky person. So I think, man, and also if you care about the guy or the girl, whoever they are, you probably should say something, right? Like
I think at this point you do have, like, if it's on the verge of we're moving and we're not telling him. Yeah. I think like
because now like there's been a meeting.
Well, someone has to know that. Yeah. I can't imagine they don't know that you're moving because you have to let them know if they do need to go get their own place. Yeah. So I think as a group you go and have a conversation and say, hey yo, we're thinking about moving to a new house. Right. It's a shitty conversation, but it's like, hey, we don't know if we can include you, right? Because the owner of the house said you got to wash your ass. So, like, no, I don't know. No, I think at that point you have to just tell them, like, hey, we've.
Well, because here's the thing, JD. It's the easiest thing to fucking fix is just to take care of your wash yourself. You're not asking them, you need to lose 80 pounds. Like, all we're asking you is, can you please smell better?
Yeah. Humans are flawed, though. Yeah, there's some people who are like, that's true. You guys are taking this way too far.
Right.
I don't smell anything. Yeah. And it's like, that's because you are the smell.
Yeah, you're too close to it. You're too close to it.
No, I don't think it's asking a lot either. No. I think it's very probably uncomfortable and disheartening to have to ask or tell a friend that, hey, man, you stink and we're leaving you because you stink.
That's tough.
Leaving you because you stink is really, that's a lot. That's tough. But yeah, you got to have that conversation. I feel like at this point, because there's no way to either that or you all help clean him in his sleep. Or like, do you brush his teeth a little bit, like while he's sleeping, or go over to the bed and
middle of the night just let some Febreze loose.
Hit him with a little
spritzer.
Now, if they wake up in that smell and they're like, "Oh, what is that?
What is that?"
Then
you're gone.
You gotta let them go.
Yeah, you're gone.
Because if they think
you're
the
gone.
good smells are the ass smells, then
he's puking.
that's God. God put that, gave them the wrong sensory glands.
They need to go find their calling.
I don't know. Yeah, no, that's a crazy one. Because I mean,
oh God, that's rough.
No, I mean, but even in the sense of like, let's say you have a partner.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wouldn't say that the partner maybe smells bad, but no, if you care about this person, you'll tell them. My wife has told me like, "Hey, you should go brush your teeth." She's done that to me, and I'm like,
my fiance does that shit to me all the time. She won't hug me when I get home from the gym. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're too sweaty.
Well,
I don't even try, but I'm like, I remember one time something happened. Like, she had gotten a promotion. I'm like, hey, good for you. I was like, go shower first.
Yeah, go wash.
Like, all right, jeez.
Wash.
Like,
It is such a basic thing that you would think that people would just do it, but there are plenty. I have friends who I remember I would like spend the night at or hang out at their house, and they would not. Have you ever like seen a person who doesn't dry themselves off after they take a shower?
What?
It's a weird thing to me. I've seen it maybe like 2 or 3 times.
Oh my God.
Like they do dry themselves off.
Right.
But they're still wet, and like they come
like they did a bad job of it.
It's like it's just like a lot of driplets on the shoulders. You can see water in the hair, and I'm like, I think you missed some stuff.
Yeah.
Like you like a car wash that messed up, and it's like, hey, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, I'll get to it. And I'm like, no, go back and finish.
Go finish this.
Because you're wet and you're damp. You're going to bring dampness into your home. What's happening? What are we doing? But there's,
oh my God.
You know what it is, though? There are some people who I feel like they think the way that people complain about the wash rags, the whole concept, there's a whole like a discourse of washing your legs is a thing.
You have to.
I'm glad you know that.
How do you not wash your legs?
I'm not going to target you, but it does come a lot from the white community.
I'm Latino.
I forgot you are Hispanic.
Yeah, I get out of this.
You're very white passing.
Very white.
Yeah,
looking.
Look at you.
Yeah. I'm the day walker. I'm the from the MF Doom. I'm the day walker of Latinos. I can go do white things and they won't notice.
I forgot the last name Rocha, but but that's like a thing where it's like it's the moment that you're arguing with me about like hygiene. That's
you lose the argument.
Yeah, that's when you
lose the fucking argument.
What are we crossing? We're crossing hairs here. I'm very confused. What's going on? Brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth.
Wash your
deodorant.
ass. Deodorant. Hit the pits.
Get
the legs,
pits especially.
Get your back. Get your chest. It's your body.
I remember one time, JD, I was doing a gig in it was North Carolina. I forgot where it was. And I was late. Right, so I rushed out. I got to the gig just in time, and it was a 2-show night. And after the first show, the stage lights were right there. So like inside, I was melting, and I got off stage, and I didn't get to shower that day, and I smelled my pit. I was mortified.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't. You know what I mean? Like I thought, do I have enough time to race back? Like I could barely function.
Yeah.
And that was because I stunk for like an hour. Yeah. Right. And I was like, oh God, there's no way.
That's the self-awareness that we all need.
Right.
I'm the same way. Like when I use certain natural deodorants, they wear off faster.
They do, yeah. So they're healthy. They're better for you, but yes.
For you, no aluminum. But if I notice that they wear off faster, I'm like, fuck, bro, I got to go find. I'm out right now. Let me go find an extra bar and have it in the car with me.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If you're already saying those things to yourself, then you're good.
Yeah.
If you're this person, you're not good.
You're not. No, I'm with you. A talk needs to be had. I know it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
I know, but in a way, you're also doing them a favor. It's not like you're ganging up on them being mean. If you have this discussion, they might need to hear this.
Yeah, dirty booty intervention. That's crazy, but that's what I would call it. I don't know. You'll get the
DBI. We're having a DBI. We need to get him in here for a DBI.
Did you pull or did I pull that?
I think you got that one.
Okay, you got one. Here we go. These are crazy. These are silly.
They're not. Your fans do not hold back. They let us know. I just got suspended for a semester from my college because I found out. Oh, dude, JD. They found out I was using AI for all my final essays. I still have my apartment, but my mom's coming to visit in February. If she finds out, she's going to kill me. How do I keep it a secret from her?
Suspended
for using AI on his final essays. And now
suspended, not expelled?
Not expelled. That's what the suspend. Man, that's That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not in college, obviously,
Yes.
and I quit once I started wanting to be an entertainer. I got to a certain point, and I was like, I don't think I need this piece of paper.
I went to community college for like 6 weeks. I'm like, I was already doing stand up. I'm like, nah.
I was in art school, then film school, and then I wanted to be in front of the camera more. And I was like, last time I checked, you don't need a paper to get in front or behind that camera.
Nope.
But I do. You know, I advocate for going to college. I think college is a great experience, and everyone should experience it. But
I enjoyed the time I had. I just was like, part of me even wonders, like, do I regret not knowing what I wanted to do later? You know what I mean? Because I would have enjoyed the experience more. But I was like just jonesing to go work on comedy and
no. But that's what you're supposed to do. If you feel you have a passion. I was just like I was into art, and I didn't know how to turn art into a job. I was like, I'm good at art, but I was like I don't think I'm good enough to. I mean, I might have been good enough to sell it because anybody's selling art now. You sell AI art, but which you shouldn't. But
not do that. But I mean,
I don't know. I'm kind of on the kid's side on this because if we had AI when I was in college,
how do you not?
How
do you not?
I'm absolutely using it to at least help me build my blueprint and foundation for certain things.
How do you not use ChatGPT just to start an essay? Right?
Yeah.
Like it just be like, hey, I need to begin an
I
essay about it. Like I would be so tempted. Like
I feel like schools need to advocate for like understanding it and using it as a tool compared to you're in trouble for using it.
Right. That's now, a better. And I think there you go. That's what there's. If you're listening right now, that's what you tell your mom. What you just said right now is like you say, Mom, here's what happened. I wasn't trying to be devious. I just thought it would be an interesting way to help me with this.
Yeah.
And then say, we need to talk to the university about like, hey, maybe you could, instead of making it this evil taboo thing, maybe because it's interesting that it was just a suspension and not an expulsion.
Yeah, because that's just maybe a suspension for that particular.
Yeah.
Or you said you did it for all your final essays. Well, shit, you weren't trying. You weren't thinking about it. Now you ain't want to write none of them. How many classes are we talking about?
Right. How many? That's the other thing. How many classes? But man, that is.
I mean, but at the end of the day, I think all of us, no matter what avenue we're in, we're all considering the fact that it's like, well, what are you going to do? AI is on the way.
It's coming.
We've seen AI in comedy.
Absolutely.
Like I've seen that, like I think what's his name, Will Sasso and them put out that AI Carlin thing,
right?
And that got a lot of flack.
Yep.
But obviously, I don't think they should have done that. I think that was interesting. But
and I understand. Like, not to but like, wouldn't you be pissed if someone tried to pull some shit with your father like that?
I mean, I would be pissed, but I think I would have been more pissed like 5 years ago.
Right.
Like when it was fresher. At this point, I'm like, hey man, you throw an old episode or a movie clip in there.
That's true.
Hey, you might
go
be,
for it. Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Actually, knowing him, he would say, I'm supposed to get some money out of this. You met him. Knowing him, he'd be like, well, dang, I ain't got to do no work. Shit, let that AI go and do its thing.
Did you hear the Rick James story about Can't Touch This?
No.
It's the funniest. So Rick, apparently, according to this anecdotal story, I don't know who it was that was close to Rick James, but he just loathed hip hop, right? And he got so mad when he heard You Can't Touch This because Hammer starts with my music. That's not your music. That Rick James but he was like, and he told his lawyer, never again. We're never sampling. You know what I mean? Like if they come up to sample one of my, this is the first and the last time.
Say no.
And then the guy said, and then he got his first paycheck.
Oh yeah.
For You Can't Touch This, and he was like, sample away. Yeah. Like go ahead.
Oh no.
Like tell him to. The vaults
when
are
those
open.
royalty checks come in.
Yeah, you sample all my shit.
Or let them give you all publishing on that.
Yeah.
Because they respect you.
Yes.
Oh no.
But I think you're right though. I think you have to because we are. And another excuse, and you just said it too, it's coming. And it's uncharted territory. And so it's like you can also say, like, what am I supposed to do, Mom? Right? Like, if you need to explain this to your mother, I think it's also like, this is just like, how do I stop this? Like, and yeah, I would I'm fascinated to know what about how much AI did he use, right?
Yeah, that's a question.
Yeah, how
are we talking about 90%?
Right, like how did they know it was AI?
They would probably know based off of a pattern of their behavior in the classroom.
Right.
Because I'll be honest, I was not a great what's it called? I remember I got an F on a on a film thesis. Like it was like a big assignment for my like I forgot what this class was. I remember I was pissed at this teacher for this too, because he was just like this was bad, and then
oh my God.
or that's how he treated like I mean it was one of those things where I didn't even like the class. Like it was like it wasn't, I don't know if it was film theory or something, but I had it was script analysis. It was like screenwriting analysis, and I had to write a screenwriting analysis on a book. Yeah, I chose a video game book. I chose like the Halo Forward Until Dawn.
Oh yeah.
And I think I didn't. I think a part of me did the homework assignment not 100% sure of like how to go about it. Okay. So I kind of just like took what I learned in class, took what I was thinking, and then meshed it together. And it was, I think, so ass. The dude was like, well, this is an F. And I'm like, well, fuck you. Maybe I just don't understand what's going on. Right. But if I had AI.
Oh, you'd aced it.
I would have got at least a B.
Right. Absolutely.
And then that guy would have thought I had some sort of career in screen analysis. But who knows what he's doing. He got this podcast.
Exactly. He's the one who wrote that. Yeah, he's the one who's asking you for advice.
He's a hater.
I think you can't, don't be afraid to tell your mother about this, right? Yeah. Like I think you have to just because the suspension's hard to hide. You have to just and I do think you need to express the look. This is the Wild West AI right now, and it's. And, I just got caught up in a tsunami of this. So, like, Mom, you can't be hopefully you're not too pissed at me.
I don't think, what's funny? I'm not even considering the mom being as pissed, even though I just reread this where it says, how do I keep it a secret from her? I don't think it's a secret to be kept from her.
Yes, I'm with you.
I think you plead your case to her. Yes. And then next thing you know, you advocate and go back to the school with her. And it's like, what do you want him to do?
What do you want him to do?
This is like, he helped use it as a baseline.
Right.
This is what all the kids are doing. This is not like.
Ain't no way he's the only one doing that, dude. No. There's no way he's the only person
you need to get with the new normal.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I think it's more of this is more of like the academic side. Like, I get it that I understand if like, it was so bad and AI written that it's like the AI is writing it just in bad anecdotes or something, like whatever it is. But
if he just turned that shit in with just Siri narrating, if he just handed his phone to the professor.
If it's one of those, because Siri will screw up, then I get it. But I would say that try doing at least the entire work without AI, and then have AI go over it to give like a check.
Yeah,
that's what you do. You're supposed to use AI to like
spell check
your work.
Fancier spell
Don't have
check.
AI do the work and then you check it, because what are you going to tell a computer?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I'm with you, and I do agree with you 100%. Do not keep it a secret from your mom. Like that is, I don't think.
Because you'll get expelled. I mean, listen, when
you get suspended from 2 parties at that point.
No,
you don't want to risk that. Like just. Because the one thing that'll piss off your parent more than anything else is lying to them. Yeah. So at least be okay there.
Also, I'm going to be real with you. At this point, you might just want to drop out. Because if you got to use AI for all your essays, bro, you're not passionate.
It ain't for you.
You're not
this
passionate.
Isn't for you. Yeah,
what do you want to do right now? I would go back to mom with, hey, I don't know if college is
maybe I should do something else. Yeah.
And I don't know, tell her maybe you'll pay her back one day. Or no, don't tell her that, because you're not supposed to pay your parents back. That's not how parenting works. Exactly. They brought you into this world.
Exactly. We didn't ask for it. That was their decision.
Yeah, nah. Just tell her all the kids are doing it. AI is the future. I've used AI on a writing job.
No kidding.
No disrespect.
Wow.
I had to punch up a script.
Did it work?
It worked for me.
Yeah,
I got paid still.
Did you like what it did as an artist?
I think you know what it is. It gave me a different perspective, because I was joke writing,
right?
And I didn't want to use it. Like I felt kind of like how this scenario seems, where I was like, man, that just seems weird and scummy. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I had a deadline. It was like due by the end. They gave it to me on a Friday, wanted it back by Monday morning. And they were like, here's how much it is. And then I gave them, what it is actually? I don't feel bad, because I already did the job. I finished the job Saturday with all my punch-ups of how I would write it.
Yep.
And then I sent it over to them, and then the person who was overlooking it was like, hey, love this, this. Could we frame this differently?
Right.
Could we get a different joke here? Because I'm writing from my brain. I'm not writing from what their client's going to want.
Exactly.
So then at a certain point, I think I went in with my notes
Yeah.
and I put one of the notes in there for one of the jokes that were written, and I was like, hey, can you give me 3 different versions of what could be funny here?
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where, for me, I didn't just say, give me 3 different versions, copy and paste. I was like, no, I don't have any more ideas.
Sure. Yeah.
So I was like, what else could be said about this? And
that's
then
interesting.
Then it threw me a bone, and I'm like, oh, that's a decent tag.
That's
fascinating. I can take that tag and now spin it into my own
Right. That's
See,
great.
now, that's not final essay type.
That's one joke.
But I will say at the same time, I know for a fact that like there's probably plenty of people who are like, no,
cannot.
How dare you? Don't ever call yourself a comedic writer again. And I'll be like, listen, bro, Bill's got to get paid.
Hey, man.
My house is on fire right now. I got bills to pay and LA's on fire. I don't give a shit what you got to talk about.
Shit. Fuck yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be kind of cringe, specifically from the perspective of us being comics, where I know that there's going to be like maybe possible up and coming open micers who probably get like a leg up. But I'm not here looking at the back end of people behind me and what they do, because if they make it, great. At the end,
having a career in comedy, and I don't know how it is in the other art forms though, right? But like having a career in comedy, I always look at the next wave of people. It's like, dude, get in however you can. Just don't steal from anyone else, and that's it.
It's not
just
hurting.
Get in however you can.
It's not hurting me.
Yeah.
If anything, y'all are the backseat of the car fueling it to make sure that this career continues to thrive.
Yes,
I'd rather it be the next generation than a bunch of robots. So
hey man, it wasn't a famous established comedian who said, I should put little 1-minute clips of crowd work up there, and and now all of us are like, that's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? Like I could do that. Like it's so.
And if you're good, you'll continue to thrive. And if you're bad, people will figure it out.
Absolutely.
It's just what it is. They'll figure it out. But that's our advice on artificial intelligence.
AI. Wow.
Praise our AI overlords in case they watch this in the next 20 years.
Don't Skynet us.
They spoke very highly of us.
We will let them live.
All right. I got one here that says, I am a character performer at Disneyland, and I have a huge crush on one of the princess actresses.
Oh, here we go. Oh, boy.
The problem is, don't worry, we know. We know the problem already. The problem is I always have to wear a mask, so she has no idea who I am. I try to act extra goofy whenever she's around. And
is that the hint? Is he goofy? Is that the hint?
Goofy is all caps. I don't know. And she always smiles and laughs at me. Okay, my bad. I was thinking she might have a helmet on too. I was like, how do you know that? But okay, no. So she's a princess. Princesses get to wear their face out. I don't know. But when we are backstage, she only talks to the other face performers. This is so silly. Okay, I'm thinking of revealing myself to her, but I'm wondering if she'll respond better to me while I'm in the character. While I'm in character, not sure how to make a move on her, or if I should just give up. I actually have some. Do you have anything?
You're not gonna fuck her dressed as fucking goofy. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to take it off at some point. So, yeah, take the fucking helmet off and be like, oh, hi, nice to see you. I'm so-and-so.
Gosh.
Right. Like, you're pretty. Like, hey, Chip, can you give it? I need Dale, get lost. Chip needs to take care of business. Like, what do you? No, you have to take the thing. What are you going to do?
Well, no, I think he's saying that, when he's around her, he's always in character in the outfit. I will say that
they have to have a break together at some point.
Right. That's the thing. There's holes in this.
Yeah, you have to. If you're in the break room, if you're in the employees only lounge, whatever.
Let's be all right. So but regardless, because I was thinking the same thing. Like if you're in the dressing room,
yep.
There's probably women's, there's a men's, there's maybe who knows, but there's probably maybe a communal area.
Right.
More than less, regardless of that, you have had to maybe even at an HR meeting you've had your face out. Yeah. But I would say
just a stormtrooper 24/7.
I'm gonna play into the fantasy of this question, but I would say if that's the case, then you need to request to become one of the faceless, the masks.
Put in
mask off people.
Absolutely.
Like if she's a princess, you should ask, can I play the role of what's the dude from Beauty and the Beast, Gaston?
I
see him running around.
Let me be him. And Gaston with the rifle.
And
like,
usually,
do that.
Or is that Tarzan? Is it?
No, the Gaston's Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, they both had rifles.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. He had
Beauty and the
that
Beast, dude in the red. He has like the ponytail.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Are you? And now I feel like I'm shaming. Are you Gascon material?
That was my next question.
Because you have to.
Right.
Here's the thing. If you slumping around like Goofy, she gonna treat you like a Goofy. Now I don't know. I think that you would have to go to whoever your boss is and say, hey, can I apply to be one of the faceless characters?
And they're like, nah, here, put this Iron Man helmet on, get out there. Good, nice try,
I don't know.
buddy.
Listen, if you're comfortable in the Iron Man fit, you might be good. But still,
right?
And maybe just get the one that.
Yeah.
But I was thinking because if I would think. Either you just act like a normal human and don't go through these weird loopholes we're talking about, and just go and approach her after your shift.
That's what I say. After the shift, absolutely.
Because you have to have this moment.
Right. Yeah.
Take that off your head and be like, hey, what's up? I don't know. I'm Goofy.
Right.
Nice to meet you and all that jazz. And then
because here's the thing, you already have either she appreciates your work.
Yeah.
Or she already has an affinity for whatever character you are.
Yeah.
So there's already a smile when she sees you.
Yeah.
So you already have a leg up. So all you have to just make sure when there is an opportunity when you're both on break, something, make sure to go, hey, introduce yourself.
Also, third, however many far down the rope of perspectives, considering it more from like the woman's perspective, you might just be creepy right now.
Yeah,
you might just be this creepy, goofy guy who keeps pulling up on me every day, and I feel
I feel nervous, like it's nervous energy.
Hi. I remember I spoke with a friend and also my wife about this, where it's like when women are being harassed by men and
which is every waking hour of their
moment
lives.
Their existence, which I'm not a man to mansplain that, but literally the fact that giving your number to the guy is probably easier than saying no and then being responded with anger,
right?
Because you never know what a insecure man or a small-minded man might do in the moment. Like
there's so many out there, and I can't even imagine how difficult that has to be.
No, I remember that when I was in college, I went to go meet a friend at their dorm. My homegirl, we were working on a project.
Yeah.
And I remember there was like a guy, because colleges, especially depending on where you are, either people who go there or people who drive by them. If they see a pretty girl, they might pull up on them and say hello. And I remember she gave her number to some guy who was like driving some nice car, and then he drove off, and then I walked over and I was like, who's that? She's like, I don't know, some dude kept bothering me. And then I was like, why'd you give me your number? And he was like, because I don't know him, and I can block him later.
Yes, and now he's gone. Now,
so you might just be her nightmare every day. Every day.
But you're not the only way you're gonna know for sure.
Hey, Princess Jasmine, how are you? and she's like, hi. No, that's terrifying, man. I would say honestly,
I would say take the mask off. I would say take the mask off and introduce yourself.
You know what? I am gonna go the route of don't date your coworkers.
Oh, even better.
Sorry.
Even better.
I'm gonna be real with you. We learned that in an HR meeting once or twice when I was working on some shows, and they were like, they were like, don't try to fuck each other, please. And I was like, listen, I'm married. I don't want I'm looking at all these older people. I'm not worried. So, but no, I personally feel like maybe that would be your best out. Quit the job and then say, "Hey, I'm leaving the job." It was nice working with you. Maybe we can.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Snoopy over at Knott's. Yeah, come see me.
I don't know
if you need something.
Because I'm not gonna lie. You're not coming in here with a lot of support on my end from the perspective of I have a huge Because
here's the thing.
As an adult saying you have a huge crush. To me, that's a bit of a red flag already.
Yeah,
because we're not in high school.
Yes, because you can't.
She's pretty. You like her. I get it.
It is. I think it's the word crush already is, no offense it's juvenile, and it's like you can't really have a crush on someone who you don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
you can lust after somebody.
Yeah.
But then that's not. But then, like, there have been women that I have been interested in, and then I got to talk to them, and they were like, I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Like, it's, you know.
Yeah, a crush is also a thing where there's kind of a two-way street. Like when you're in middle school and high school and college, it's like, oh, I have a crush on my lab partner.
It's usually,
but also but also just the concept of like I got a gym crush. But usually you have at least some sort of interaction.
There's a rapport. There's something.
There's something that validates the crush, which
to lead it to that level, there had to have, on my end, there had to have at least been some funny back and forth banter.
Yeah,
where I'm like, oh, they're comfortable joking with me. You know what I mean? Like,
this is just one-sided horniness.
Yeah,
go rub it out, man.
Rub it out.
You need
don't do it on the clock. Nobody wants to see Goofy jerking off.
Nah, not on the clock. Yeah. You need that PNC, that post-nut clarity, because you're tripping. That's all it is. I mean, also, especially if you start like, because like I don't know, that's how serial killers are made. I know I know I'm taking it way too far because I feel like if I was in the comments of a Manosphere podcast, they'd be like, bro, he just likes her, dude.
He just likes her, bro.
You're overthinking it. And it's
but they're also the same guys. Like, bro, Ted Bundy was just giving chicks rides. Like, okay, sure he was.
I don't know. Yeah. I would say that don't date your coworkers.
Yes, that's the smartest. That's the wisest. Yeah. Don't date your coworker.
If you want to introduce yourself to your coworker, that's fine.
Right.
But then, but eventually, you have to have some sort of reciprocation from her.
Yeah.
She has to.
You have to.
Yeah. She had like you have to say hello to her without the mask.
And if she's still cool.
Yes. Like and she's like, oh yeah,
Find a new job, take the next step.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Yeah,
that's it. Okay. Whoa. Oh God. This is all right. This is like the continuation. This is like remember you were saying like I don't want to this is where that could lead.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I go to
so I murdered someone. Yeah. And what do I do with these body parts?
This is like a fucking serial killer TV show plot. I go to college where there's basically only one Uber driver in town, and he's way too into my life. Every time I need a ride to a party, I get the same guy. He talks nonstop. First it was chill. Now it's getting super weird. He started asking about my friends and boys I've Ubered home with. It's also weird because he knows about where all the parties... He knows about where all the parties are and pretends to know everyone. I've tried being quiet, but he just keeps going. Also, I can't give him a bad review because there aren't any other Ubers. What do I do? You send this to the cops. Is what you do. You send this letter to the FBI fucking I. And also, I hate to take driver's ed. Go get a bicycle. I mean, if it's a one Uber town, a bicycle can get you anywhere you need to get. I would just
no. First off, one Uber town. Where are you going?
Where are you going? Right.
Where do you need to be?
Because he's probably also the sheriff. That's the problem.
One Uber town. Where are you going? That's not already within walking distance.
Yeah, that's.
But I mean, also, the fact. Listen, I'm not super mad. I mean, I am obviously if the Uber person is creepy, they're creepy. But you keep ordering Ubers.
Don't do it.
Stop ordering them.
If you know what you're gonna get. Don't do it. And here's the thing: if there's got to be someone to bum a ride off of. There's got to be someone. Don't you think?
Yeah, no.
There's got to be.
Yeah, no one has cars in this neighborhood.
Right.
In this
city. And I mean, and yes, that.
But also at the same thing. Wait, now, so this is the continuation, but it's also weird because it's like, wait, you're thinking into the dark twisted fantasy of what this is. He could just be like, I'm your regular Uber, and I'm not gonna act like I'm a stranger now that I met you 12 times.
Right. That's
like a different thing. That's like having your like you know how like comics have drivers to LAX. It's like you got the same driver. It's like, oh hey, what's up again?
I mean,
I get it though. Yeah, it's weird because it's the only Uber in town.
It's the only one, and like probably not the best move from the driver to like start asking about the dudes that they've gone home with. Yeah. But again,
that's the red flag. That's the flag.
But like you said, if this Uber driver just literally sees this person like he would like a niece, you know what I mean? Or like a relative, and he's just like, hey, tell me about your life. We're driving. I don't know, but yeah, I still think it's inappropriate. Like it's not their business if they're not related to you. So I I would just say you can't take the Ubers.
Yeah, no, that's the answer to the question is
Just
you can't,
stop
because
Ubering.
I'm reading it again and it's like I've tried being quiet, but
Yeah.
he just keeps going.
Yeah.
Sorry, you like small talk?
Yeah.
Like, also, I can't give him a bad review because there aren't any other Ubers. What do? You walk 10,000. Walk is get your
Again,
steps.
if it's a one Uber town, walk. You can get a bicycle.
I can't imagine there's that many parties in a one Uber town.
In a one Uber town,
Yeah.
right. And you've been to college?
Yeah.
Most
colleges
areas,
the parties
people
are like
walk
within
anyway.
the parties
Yeah,
like
you
within
just
walking
walk.
distance.
Yeah.
So because you're not going to college parties, you going to other parties.
Right.
What are these
right,
parties?
Yeah. Where
Diddy parties.
Yeah.
I'm done. So stupid.
That's an it. Yeah.
Also, wait, no. Other alternative is get a car. That's the
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Take
you got
driver's
three
ed.
alternatives. You have get your car,
walk,
stop. Yeah, get your car, stop Ubering and walk, or get a bike. And thirdly, call the police if you're that concerned.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
because the other one's different because the other guy he's crushing on her going to her.
Right.
You're bringing this guy to you.
You're like, here, come pull
like
right
you're
up.
going to Uber every time, and you're like,
you know where my apartment is now. Go take
me
to
again.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he's like, hey, Susie, it's you again.
It's you.
Because no one else in this town uses Uber but you. I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm not here to blame anyone. I genuinely think those are the three options. Police, walk, get a car.
Get a bicycle or a
That's
car.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. That's, man, that is.
But I do agree that, if you have like a weird feeling about what's going on, you're allowed to have that feeling. We got through a lot of them. Now we're going to audio questions. So let's hear the voices behind some of these questions and see if we can give some good advice.
What if it's
There might
what
be
if it's Goofy? What
might
if
be
Goofy called in?
Hey, I don't like what you said. Fuck out of here, man.
I'm not a creep.
That's so silly. Mickey in the background. Get back to work. Back to work, you. Always hitting on these princesses. God damn it. Oh, sorry, Mickey. I swear. I love the idea of corporate Mickey. It just makes me laugh.
It's the best.
All right, cool. Let's listen.
Hey, what's up, JD? I've been following you for a minute. I actually knew about you first when you were doing Amiibo unboxing with Lamar Wilson back in the day, when it was Wii U time. But I'm calling because I've been asking a lot of different podcasts just some advice. It's kind of weird. Recently, I did a DNA test, and I found out that my biological mom is actually my cousin because they put the egg of my cousin in my mom, and she birthed me. And I'm just trying to see, I'm like struggling with identity because like all of my family's all jumbled now. And for example, my mom who birthed me is biologically my great aunt, but she's still my mom. She'll always be my mom. But I was just wondering if you had any advice on that. And I'm also in college, just finishing it up. And I was wondering if you have advice as well for just getting out in the world. So thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing and have a great one.
That was not the accent I was expecting for someone who had my great aunt, really my mom. That's what I was. That's what I was expecting. That was, but can I just, my advice is the guy said it best right off the bat. It's my mom, always been my mom. That's all you need.
Yeah.
There's no need to go look. Your family is. It's almost more rewarding when whoever you feel is your family. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Because I think we've all had family members. I wish I wasn't related to that person, Yeah. And if you're, man, that is kind of bullshit in the sense that like your mom is who raised you. And if that's who you see as your mom, don't worry about the logistics. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to worry too much about, and I don't know. I would think like just, I would say just, man, you're in college. You're obviously doing good with your life. Keep going. I wouldn't stress. That's my point. I wouldn't stress over the identity over this. Does that make sense? Because you already have your identity. You know who you are. I wouldn't stress too much over the behind the curtain of, you know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah. I mean, I think it is stressful though, from the perspective of
sure.
At the end of the day, these people played with your life.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I think I look at it from the perspective of like it's because me and my wife, we don't have children mainly because we consider the child more than we consider our own needs.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's whatever happened is a selfish need on the behalf of whoever it is that was so desperate to be a parent that they wanted to have you by any means necessary, and now you 20-some years later have to have an identity crisis because you don't know who's what and what's where.
I kind of wish we had more story. Like, I kind of wish that, like,
maybe why it happened.
But
they don't know either. They probably they probably just got the information right now, and now they cut a boundary because they're like, wait, who's my mom?
I can't tell you a personal. It's not the same.
No, you're good. Yeah.
But so I never knew my biological father, and. You know what my mom would say? She was fucking hilarious. She was like, well, I had a crush on Mick Jagger. That motherfucker wasn't Mick Jagger. That's what she said. Like, that's why I didn't marry him. I'm like, okay. And I later found out that she had an affair. Like, she was my dad, my biological dad. She was his babysitter when she was in her early 20s. And they had hooked up, and that's where I came. So I have an older sister I never knew about. When my mom passed away, I did a DNA. My fiance's mom got me a DNA test. It was a Christmas gift. And I was like, oh, I've never done this, right? And so I did it, and I found these matches, like, really close. Who the fuck is this? I had a long-lost older sister. And my biological father almost went through the same shit I did. So my biological grandfather, that's the reason I don't look like, quote-unquote, stereotypical Mexican, is because my paternal grandfather was a white guy from Seattle who was a World War II pilot. He was a bomber pilot, and he was stationed. There was an Air Force base in Laredo, Texas, where all my family's from, and he was stationed there for a little bit. And he thought he was infertile, and he just had an affair with this hot Mexican woman. Had to go back to somewhere else. Probably had to go to Europe during the war. Didn't realize he knocked her up. That was my father's mother. And she was so ashamed that she was born, that she had a kid out of wedlock, and that she was very Catholic, I guess, and she told my dad for the first, I found out this from my sister, right? For the first, 18 years of his life, he believed his mom was actually his older sister. And he believed that his grandparents were actually his parents because they didn't want to tell him, hey, you know what I mean? And I that has to fuck with you.
Of course.
Right? That's gotta fuck with you. But I mean, I also think that and then what happens? 10 years after that, he's banging the babysitter. And then it's I mean, it is obviously, and I don't know, you know far more about this with your background in therapy. When is the right age to tell a child things like this, right? Like, when is the right time?
Yeah.
But I wish I just knew more. Does he know why this all came about the way it did, right? And if he did, would that help ease the identity crisis he might be feeling? You know what I mean? I wonder if you knew now I understand this, so I can forgive and move on for whatever happened. I don't know. I just don't know. And my heart goes out to you because that, I mean, coming from someone who never knew who his dad was.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling weird as a kid when I first saw at elementary school, kids with full families going to conferences and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's not the case. You know what I mean? And so I can't imagine, obviously, this kid feeling, but I mean, I do think if you have love for them, if you can keep that love, try not to get too angry or bitter in dealing with this identity crisis, right? And I think that can only help you, is try not to be angry or bitter about the situation. Try to find out if you don't already know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. But can I ask you this? Is that not 100% his business? You know what I mean?
I don't know. If I'm the product of the business,
you gotta know, right? Yeah.
I'm not one who advocates for adults thinking they know better,
right?
Than they're protecting you from their sins.
Yeah,
I'm like, nah, you're a bum. Tell me what happened. Let's get over it. Because then, when you die, I'll more than likely figure it out anyway.
Yep.
So what is the point of hiding it now and then just causing a rift between us? You know, I've got family members like that who, for some reason, they think I'm doing what's best, and it's like, no, you something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you, and you never worked on yourself, and this is your way of showing it, where you're because this is selfish. I'm gonna be honest. Like, to me, that the behavior is selfish. If you are the product of this type of selfish behavior, I don't think that you questioning the behavior are in the wrong at all.
You're not in the wrong at all. No.
I think you're a product of this. That's quite literally my thought process when having.
And maybe tell them that you're having an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Maybe say, look, this
they probably won't be able to wrap their head around it, but they'll probably be like, no, you're okay.
Yeah. I one of the things about my mom is because she passed away of a heart attack, like out of the blue, and she was young, and it was, but there's so many, like, she raised me wonderfully, did a great job basically by herself, right? Her boyfriend was like my dad, but most of the time it was just mom and I, right? And she was so based out of worry and fear, that I wish she hadn't have been, because I would have appreciated knowing this. I would have never judged her, right? Like, I would have and apparently I found out that when I was a year old, she was assaulted at a party and had a baby girl, and she didn't want to terminate the pregnancy. Like, she believed in the right to do that. She didn't want it, so she gave it up for adoption. So I also have like a long lost kid sister out there somewhere. Yeah. And I would have loved to have known this. You know what I mean? And it's so I think that is, man, I think the advice we should be giving is not for this guy, but his family. Like, you got to be more open with your and I just think that you should, in the most polite way possible, and I hate this, I don't know what the word to use, but demand some kind of explanation.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do, because there's people. Right. I mean, humans are flawed, and you're probably not going to get what you want. I'll be real with you. I'm not licensed, because it's called unlicensed advice. I would very much recommend a therapist. Because you should talk to a professional about this type of thing, because. Yeah, I mean, it's
they
good.
Probably offer that at the college, right?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe.
You would think.
I don't know. I think it should be, honestly, I think it should be mandatory that all adults get therapy. We all need
between
it. Any time between need it. Like 0 to 18 or even after. I don't know. I feel like it should be not in a way where it's like, you need this. It's more like, no, like, sit down and figure yourself out, and even it doesn't have to be forever. Just
there's actually a bit I'm working on about this right now, Jay. Yeah. My fiance is saved my life. She's the reason I'm still here. I was told I was going to die 2 years ago from this cancer, and now I'm healthier than I've ever been. It's all because of her. Before I went to therapy, I would not have been able to make it work with her. Right. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Before I went to therapy, I was trying to make it work with a Christian stripper. Exactly. Okay? Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, we all need it. I don't care how great you think you are. We all need there. And what most people don't understand is, like, there's nothing emasculating about it for men. There's nothing. You're just talking to a professional listener.
Yeah, and you're just learning more about yourself. Yes, you're trying to, like, because at the end of the day, if like something like this, like if you're born out of trauma, or I don't know if it's trauma. It's one of those things where it's
you're
like,
born out of secrecy.
Yeah, you're born out of someone wants to do something. Yeah, I don't know. That's how the thing about having kids. It's just one of those things where I'm like, you're not thinking about the kid.
No,
you're very much thinking, I want the experience of being a parent. I want to do this, and I'm not a person who's anti being a parent. It's more like, if you have the emotional capacity to be a loving parent for a child for your life, that's great. But you shouldn't. I always tell people, I'm like, I don't want a kid the way people want a bike. That's how people act about it.
That's how a lot of people are with children.
I want a baby.
Oh, my friend has that cute little thing.
They're not going to be babies forever. They're going to get older one day, and they might break on you. I don't know. I have no idea.
Absolutely.
Or they might have their own identity, and you then you lose because you don't want to lose yourself within the child. But particularly this situation, I mean, if they're still happy with their family and it's not a thing of like. I mean, you can have resentment, though.
Yeah.
Because I was mentioning off camera the fact that I know a person who they were kind of, I mean, I don't know if the word is coerced or if it's just that they were very much like pushed into like, hey, can you be the surrogate? Yeah. I think the surrogate and the donor.
Wow.
I believe it was that.
Wow.
Or I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
Surrogate and donor, because another person wasn't able to have children, and then they have a children, and now they feel weird because now they're left out of a child's life that, you know, they basically were like, yeah, I guess I'll donate my pieces to build this life that you want for yourself, which to me is like, I don't know, to me that's even, I don't know, I think it's one of those things where it's like there's going to be people on both sides who are like, you know, building life is beautiful versus which I think it is, but at the same but I don't think it's by any means necessary.
No.
If unfortunately if your body is not able to have children, I do think you're able to go through those different options. I'm not saying you can't, but I don't think because I think that was I think that was the thing. The reason they asked this person that I know is because they were related, because they wanted the DNA to still be within their family. They didn't want to just have random DNA. So I'm like, all right, so now all right, what you doing? You Dr. Jack, you over here trying to Frankenstein some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're Franken baby. like that's the thing. It's like you can't have a baby. Maybe just continue
adopt.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe adopt. Maybe
rescue a life.
Maybe get a cat.
Yeah, get a cat. I have get a cat. I love
like
them.
Don't try, you know, like don't try to force something that unfortunately, like the powers that be have shown that you are incapable of doing. But I don't know. It's different for everybody. Everybody has different reasons. I just think that at the end of the day, it's selfish. And I think also people who love to say not having children is selfish. That flip version, because they think
bullshit too.
No, because it doesn't make any sense. What do you mean? It's selfish to not bring something that doesn't exist in the life. It doesn't make any sense. But people say that because people think that like there are a lot of men personally who think that women are on this earth just to procreate.
Yep. Insane.
And in my opinion, if you know that you can't provide for a child, or like that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you know, like, oh yeah, if I had a baby right now, that would be the baby's worst experience. Could you put thinking that?
You have to
like,
be aware
oh man,
of that.
I'm an ex-drug addict and I'm not done. I probably shouldn't have a baby right now, or alcohol, or I'm financially unstable.
Right.
I'm emotionally unstable. I don't have
so many.
But people don't think that far ahead.
No.
People just be fucking.
They gotta party. They gotta get it out. I will say, hats off to this kid who sounds like he's trying to get a good life for himself, because that could derail a lot of people. And I hopefully don't let it derail you. That would be the advice for you, I think, is do not let this derail your life.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hopefully you're happy and healthy with your choices. But, I would personally, if this is a part in your life where you like, oh, I realize I got to set a boundary with these people, set it.
That's okay. Yeah.
Because you're the one who's been bamboozled. You've been living however many years, and now you have to.
You're the one had the rug pulled out from under you.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm sure the family's giving them flack for even getting a DNA test. Yep. Why? Yeah, what do you want to get a DNA? And it's like, why are you hiding my life from me?
Yes.
That's crazy to me.
That's absolutely.
And
true.
also, what is the plan?
That's what it
you die, and then after you die,
then I find all this shit out,
and I have to grieve you in the process, when we could maybe actually start building a foundation of trust and having a real dynamic. I say that as a person who doesn't have that with his own family. But
you're right, though. That's absolutely true.
It's like, what y'all hiding?
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It doesn't help anything.
No, but people just think they know better than others. But other than that, I think they asked what else? Something about how to go about life. Hey, yo, I don't know. I think we gave the answer. I feel like I think you should work on yourself.
Yeah.
Consider if this is something that's troubling you identity wise. I would say speak with a professional, go to therapy.
Absolutely.
And if you're feeling very emotionally vulnerable, maybe get like an emotional support animal. Maybe get a cat. Maybe get a nice little puppy.
And also, I think
or something.
Build
some relationships with people who you do trust, friends.
Yeah. Enjoy your time at college. Enjoy, and also. Don't be afraid to lose yourself a little bit in the things you love, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe go back and watch some old videos of JD unboxing Amiibo.
I forgot that's what they said. Yeah, I forgot they said that.
Go back, because you clearly have a hobby, and don't enjoy it. I think all that will help you for sure.
No, for sure, definitely. Because that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a heavy toll. And if they used to watch me so that means I was in my 20s when you were watching me. You're in your 20s now because I'm in my 30s. That's probably where they are.
Right.
Yeah, that's traumatizing. I'm sorry.
Traumatizing.
You're unfortunately dealing with trauma that your family brought upon you.
Yeah.
And I would say if you can get some answers from your family, I would try to get them.
Yes.
Or just sit down and, because at the end of the day, family, if you come at them hostile, or anyone, they're gonna make you they're gonna shut off real quick. So if you come in with unfortunately, here's the worst part. You have to be the adult in the situation.
Always.
And make space for them and be open to their personal needs, and you have to do all the work. I say that as someone who knows how it goes, but if that's the case and you have the capacity to do it and they are willing to sit down and have a conversation with you about why this may have had happened, and if you want to know, then I would say try to have that conversation and maybe, I don't know, take notes or just keep a mental note. And if you love them enough, I think they mentioned that they, their person will always be their mom. So I mean, maybe
that's a love there. That's
great.
If
that's the case, maybe just ask them, because it's not like it's not the fact that it's bad. What's bad is just that it's been kept from you for so long. Right. It would be different if, like, at a certain age they sat you down and they said, "Hey, we just want to let you know." Yeah. But but at the end of the day, I don't know what age that is, because like the moment you start telling someone, "Hey, call them mama," then they're gonna assume that's their mom. I don't know.
It? Yeah.
So I would say,
all the love to you, buddy. Hats off. To
you deserve to get answers if you're looking for them. 100%. And other than that, just try to enjoy the rest of your 20s, because I would hope that, like, since you're hitting this roadblock at such a young age, things would hopefully get better moving forward.
Hey, look, that's the other good news. Nowhere to go but up now. Yeah. So there you go.
Just have some fun.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Yeah, just take care of yourself. That's a good one. That's a lot. That's heavy. That was
a good one.
That's heavy. Jesus Christ.
And
we're unlicensed, so none of this is covered. These are just people talking.
So we can't charge you. Good news.
All right, y'all. So we have one more audio question. We're going to listen to it now, and we will give you our thoughts as soon as we're done hearing it. Here we go.
Hey there, JD. My name is Steven, and I had a question. I do understand that you and your wife, Pilar, has been married for a very long time, and especially from people that are in this current generation. I was wondering how you keep that spark alive. Do you guys talk? Do you guys try to do new activities? Or, you ask some questions that, you haven't really asked before, just to get to know your wife, and, vice versa. Love your shit, and I do hope you have a good 2025. Thank you if you do answer my questions, and have a good life. Also, play more scary games. Take care.
I forget everybody knows me from my video game stuff.
That's hilarious. That's good.
Yeah, how do you keep the spark alive?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's all right. So this is a good question. They said how to keep the spark alive in your marriage. With me being married, me and my wife Pilar, we're going on 2025, 8 years, because we got married in 2017.
Oh, congrats!
Which is crazy because it feels like it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
But then everything post 2019 feels like a blur.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, everything between 2020 till now is just crazy. Just crazy. The presidencies, the world's on fire outside.
Oh boy.
And all that jazz. But for us, I mean, I think it's a thing of just having communication with one another and keeping things, I don't know if the word is definitely interesting, but it's like just kind of always wanting to learn more about each other as we grow. And I know for me, I personally, because my wife has told me this, I need to work on my what's the word? Emotional vulnerability. Is it not vulnerability or emotional availability?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. That's a thing. That's a thing that I personally, I think, struggle with from the way that I was raised, and how I don't think anyone was really emotionally available for me when I was younger. Mm-hmm. So I'm learning and getting better with it with time. But setting like intention with your significant other, like letting them know that you want to do things with them, you want to spend time with them, you want to take them out to dinner, have a conversation, watch a movie together. Yeah. I know that that's a thing that we have discussed in the sense of like, keeping things happy and healthy is like, you gotta want to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I agree 100%. So my fiance and I have been together about 7 years now, and I always. It's funny, and it's not even a conscious choice I make. I find myself still hoping I impress her. You know what I mean? I find myself still like I'll make a music mix for her out of the blue, or like you said, like, hey, let's. I really want you to see this. It's one of my favorite movies. You know what I mean? Like it's like that poor thing. She's had to watch every fucking Marvel movie, you know, along with like some, you know, French gangster movie from the 60s that I, you know, like it. But yeah, there is that. And I love I love learning about her. I love I think a big thing is just like her favorite music. Like we went and saw one of her favorite bands, and like little things like that, right? Like I think I think it's very important to also like get to know the inner geek, because we all have one in your partner, because that's, you know, you never lose that. Right. And like, that's always, you'll never not have something to talk about. Or, you know, like that's a big one. But yeah, communication, I know people say it, but there's a reason that people say that, because it's massive. Like it's massive.
And just also keep doing the fun, like whatever the fun things were that like, I guess started you all out, or maybe were your favorite moments. I mean, you can always, I think, repeat or remix those moments, you know, if you went on like a nice, I don't know, trip, or I don't know, hot air balloon ride, I don't know, people like airplane skydiving. Not to say that that's what you have to do, but just that, or even, I don't know, maybe you went out of your way to read their favorite book, and you want to talk about it.
That's a great one. That's a huge one. She'll recommend a book to me that I wouldn't even think twice about, and then I'll read it and we'll be talking. It's great. It's a whole nother, that's like that buys like that just buys so much extra time of
bonding
just
experiences.
Bonding.
Yeah, that's what I think is
and I also think, I don't think there's ever not bonding to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't care how much you think you know them. I don't care. I think there's always still more bonding that can be done, that can take place.
And also just, I think, bonding and just wanting to, I guess, put in the effort to like want to continue to have that energy between you two. Because I mean, I definitely understand like coming up on 8 years, or even, I mean, because we've known each other longer. It's like been over 15 or 16.
Oh wow!
Well, we knew each other from 2010. But we've been married 8. So
that's great.
Yeah. So that's 2010 to 2016. I proposed, we started dating between 2012 to 24. But I knew her in 2012. But I'm just saying, you know, it's definitely those little things like that matter. You know, grabbing their favorite food, ice cream, grab it, surprise them, this, that, and the third. And just being personable, listening. Listening.
Listening's a big one too, because like I do think that your partner definitely wants to know that you give a shit about them. That's a big one. You know, because you can think, oh, I've done enough. They know. They might not. Right? You still, people always want validation. You know, so I think that can't hurt either. You know?
No.
But man, that was a good one too. That was fun. My fiance, it's funny. Like, I didn't think she gave a shit about some of the things that I like. Right. But then one night I heard her like make like this and I'm like, oh shit. I walk into the bedroom. She's beating the shit out of Ganon in Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like, you're playing this? And she's like, oh, I love it. I'm like, oh, all right. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like that's.
My wife calls it the Ocarina of Time. She played Legend of Zelda Ocarina, and I was like Ocarina. She's like, that's the Ocarina. I love that one. That's a good one.
That's great.
That's super funny. But
and that's a fun feeling. I appreciated her, so I take the time to, you know, like, all right, you know what, fuck it, I'll sit through a Backstreet Boys concert, because that's what she grew up with. That you know, she loved it. Yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it.
Sit through one of their shows. Something together. That's what it is. You have to make the effort to want to show interest and have intention in the relationship.
Yeah,
that's all.
Absolutely.
That's what I recommend.
That's a good one.
All right, y'all. That was it. That was the first episode of.
This was the first one?
Yeah.
Holy
Look at
shit,
you.
look at
You
me.
came in to the
oh
first.
my
Hey,
God, I had
my
no
guy, my
idea.
guy.
Damn, look at this. This is a
I
Mario.
believe it's the first one, unless we upload them out of order. I don't know.
This is
No.
Super Mario Brothers before it was
There we
packaged with
go.
Duck Hunt.
There
Look
we
at
go.
this. I'm taking it.
Miyamoto and Tezuka right here.
Yeah.
But yes, unlicensed advice, everybody. It's the end of the episode. If you'd like to send us questions, you can send them to our email, our phone number. You can call and leave a voicemail, and that way we'll be able to answer these questions.
Yeah, those are great.
We'll have interesting guests on every time. Speaking of which, Jerry
Thank you.
Rocha, thank you so much for being
boss.
here,
I
my
appreciate you,
friend.
man. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for
I had a
coming
blast.
through.
I had a blast.
appreciate you.
I have one favor.
Sure.
Can if anyone follows up on any of these, let us know.
Yeah,
I want to
give
know.
us- yeah.
I want to know what ends up happening with some of these.
Yeah, if we
Please
do,
tell me
no.
if they follow up. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug anything or let anybody know
yeah,
where you are?
Just my website, jerryrochacomedy.com. I stream games like
There you go.
JD. Kick and Twitch is Retro Rocha because I'm mainly playing old games, and then just my name, Jerry Rocha, on YouTube. So yeah, thank you.
There we go.
Thank you so
All
much,
right,
man.
Cool. Thank y'all for coming through. We appreciate you. And till next time, keep asking us very interesting questions on unlicensed advice. Remember, unlicensed, because if we get real deep and y'all are taking it to face value, listen, like I said, therapy is a thing. Therapy's great for y'all. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. Peace. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to that new episode of Unlicensed Advice. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, you can subscribe on YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify and all your favorite podcasting platforms. Leave us 5 stars, rate and review. And this is a Breakpoint Booking podcast.